Hello, everybody. Welcome to It Was Tuesday, the podcast all about the fighting game community and fighting games with your host, James Chen, aka J. Chenzor. A lot of cool stuff happening this past weekend. As you can see over here, I've already talked a little bit about the discussion about should we ban the players that have access to the Street Fighter 6 crack. So check that out on YouTube. It should be already up there. But for everyone else joining in here, I know you want to see my reactions to the Street Fighter 6 showcase from this past weekend. I did not get a chance to see it live. I was on the plane to Texas Showdown already. I do apologize ahead of time. I did catch a little bit of a cold. No, it's not COVID. I took the test. I'm fine. But if you hear me coughing and sniffling a lot, I apologize. But let's go ahead and watch this. I did manage to watch it in my hotel room afterwards. A lot of cool stuff, but of course, watched it on a tiny little phone. Now let's actually watch it here on a bigger monitor over here where I can pay attention and see more stuff and react to things and check out a little bit more details. So let's go ahead and just do that. Let's head on over here to the display monitor where I also have my overlay controller over here. So let's go ahead and watch some Street Fighter 6 showcase over here. So I also I'm going to mute the speakers so that way it's not going to echo as much. And as I go, let me know about the volumes. Obviously, I'm also not talking directly into the microphone. I got to move the microphone, swivel it a little bit here so I have better access. Let's do this. All right. Street Fighter 6 showcase. Here we go. I'm going to turn the volume down just a little bit. Yeah, for those of you who haven't seen it yet, this will be a good opportunity for you to watch it as well.
A developing nation of little significance, tucked away in a remote corner of Asia. It's rather fascinating.
I wonder who that narrator is. Is that narrator JP, potentially, probably? God, I love that. I'm watching him SBD a freaking barrel. I think this might be later on in the, demo as well, so dude, we need to talk about that at some point in time. What are you buying? So this might actually get repeated over here, so Jesus, there's just something very wrong looking about all of this, I swear. All right, here we go. So it starts off talking about the battle hub. They just recreated a hanger, and instead of the belt, they gave him a scar across his chest to reproduce it as best as possible. Hang on one second, guys. I'm gonna pause this for real quick here. I feel like the quality here is not, oh, I guess it is, okay. It looks a little compressed in my view right now. So this might actually not be a part of the official thing. Like I said, this might actually come back a little bit later on. Yeah, but the fact that you can actually use your crazy dude, watch, like, Dalsum with a dive kick, dude. Dalsum with a dive kick, that's great. Like, the fact that you can actually use these characters and fight each other in Battle Hub is kind of, it's gonna be silly. There's definitely gonna be, like, tournaments where people get to use their characters and just use the absolute most busted things humanly imaginable.
What's up, everyone? It's your boy Weezy. Welcome to the Street Fighter 6 showcase.
Got
that new
Lil Wayne here.
Listen, I've been
with the
playing
intro
Street Fighter since I was a kid, but this new game is on another level. We're talking new ways to fight, crazy new game modes, and the most content we've ever seen in Street Fighter.
That's
so
the
let's get into
important
the game
part.
And get this showcase started with the latest from Street Fighter 6's director, Takayuki Nakayama.
Takayuki Nakayama.
Thanks for tuning in, everyone. My name is Takayuki Nakayama, director
Love this guy.
of Street Fighter 6. As you saw in the beginning of our latest trailer, Street Fighter 6 features significant single-player content in the form of World Tour. Today, I'd like to tell you more about World Tour mode.
I love that shirt, the little Hadokens on that dress shirt. That's so cool. But yeah, the fact that they're going, these 3 modes are very important to the design of this game, clearly. They're very, very pushing this concept of having all 3, the fighting grounds, the battle hub, and the world tour. They have said that each 3 of those parts are going to be almost like entire games all on their own. Giant attack.
Story in Metro City. You'll be able to create an avatar with a high degree of customization.
Yeah, none of the avatars are going to look even remotely good as the ones that are featured in this video. I can't wait to see some of the abominations that people create that stretch like Dalsum. It is going to be just the most ridiculous thing. And the fact that they're actually able to probably pull it off is going to be the craziest part. And I know a lot of that has to do with the Unreal Engine, but the fact that they're going to let you do that is going to be fantastic.
And assume the role of the protagonist joining Buckler Security Services training course. There.
You know, I was thinking to myself, someone was like, oh, what? You're joining like this security force, whatever like that, blah, 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 blah. Like, what if they were setting this up the whole entire time, and by the time we end Street Fighter 6, we find out Luke is actually the bad guy? Oh, that's right, it is RE Engine. It's not Unreal. You're right. So is the RE Engine built on top of Unreal? I don't know. But it would be super hilarious if, like, actually in the end, it turns out Luke is the bad guy and he's orchestrating everything and trying to take down Ken. That would actually be hilarious.
There you'll meet your coach, Luke. Go through basic training and set off on your adventure.
Gotta say, you're photogenic. Gonna help him handle this.
There's, we got to meet Bosch again. I know a lot of people want this character to be playable. I like how nobody in this game has tiny forearms. Like, everybody just has the most ridiculous forearms.
Your rival and classmate. And one of the great things about World Tour is that you'll interact with a slew of unique characters.
Gosh, come on, man.
So now we're ready to hit the streets. People from various walks of life inhabit the world of Street Fighter, but they...
It's such an interesting technique that they're using, that anybody who fights with weapons, they have a way just to make the weapons appear and then just disappear. It's really, really interesting.
All love a good fight. With a single press of a button, you can seamlessly enter a battle with them. Bystanders will also come to see what's going on.
That's so funny.
Street Fighter 6 features the tried and true classic 6-button control style, but also adds a new 4-button modern control style that features 3 attack strengths and allows you to perform special moves with a single button press.
So this is, of course, them talking about the modern controls over here, which is supposed to be very legal.
You can perform special moves by pressing a direction and the special move button.
And so, you know,
which will let you enjoy the tactical side of fighting games.
Otto Maddock and a bunch of other guys have been trying their best to break down the modern controls. Otto Maddock has listed a bunch of things that are missing. So, for example, if you are using Ryu, with modern controls, you have 0 access to light and heavy tatsus. You only have access to medium tatsus, for example. You won't have access to certain normals. Your special moves also do 80% damage of actual specials damage. So that's kind of the idea of it, because again, there's only 3 attack buttons and 1 special move button. So there's going to be advantage of it with modern controls, but there's also going to be disadvantage. But I wouldn't be surprised if some people actually just learn how to play and get really, really strong with modern controls. And it'll be really interesting because they were talking about how it's going to affect your matchup too. Because you should probably know what moves are missing. Someone said that in the betas that one of the moves that Guile was missing was the upside down kick. And so if you fight somebody, a Guile, who's missing the upside down kick, you're so less scared of frame traps. And, it was a great poke. Now you can fight him at different ranges than you can if you're fighting classic control Guile, etc., etc. It's going to be very interesting. Shout out to J Pong Forever in the chat, by the way. Did awesome at Texas Showdown and a lot of the old school games with that that black and gray bison in every game. All right, here we go.
There's also an assist button for performing combos.
So Alec Manango says, I was watching Veggie today, buffering super from jab with modern controls and almost instantly reacting to fireballs. I think it's a fair trade. Agreed. I do too. We'll find out how crazy it is once the game comes out, though.
So use all this as much as you want. The more you battle, the stronger your avatar becomes. Earn experience points through battle to level up your stats, such as your vitality.
See, this is cool because giving us this one-player mode with progress is really nice and allowing people to play. One of the things that I was worried about at first was the fact that you run around in a, behind-the-back 3D platforming kind of thing, which really doesn't translate well into the actual fighting game itself. But the fact that it's like, hi, I'm just going to walk up and challenge everyone, and you just end up fighting constantly in the actual Street Fighter 2 side view layout is really, really, really important.
Some fights have specific objectives that can be completed to earn more rewards and items.
Got that clip. I saw so many people highlight that clip and we're like, anyways, let's continue.
And add a new wrinkle to combat.
Yeah, I see all like these complete things. We don't know what this is about, right? What is this about? Like, I guess there are certain tasks that you can complete and get and collect things and stuff like that. So it's going to be interesting. We don't know if there's co-op in World Tour mode. I don't think there is. Or wait, are they? I don't remember. We'll see. Probably dailies or something like that. Yeah.
You can purchase wearable gear at clothing shops. That gear affects your avatar's.
Oh, what did he just say? Did I just miss it? Did I just complete?
That can be completed to earn more rewards and items.
Oh, there you go.
And add a new wrinkle to combat.
Got it. There you go. Yeah, just for items and money, etc., etc.
You can purchase wearable gear at clothing shops. That gear affects your avatar's appearance and their stats and characteristics as well. The product lineup changes from time to time, so check the stores periodically to see what's for sale.
Yeah, actually having like this kind of progression RPG kind of style stuff in the game is really important, but that's also why it's got to be really important that this World Tour has a lot of content, because if there's all this stuff and all you do is just fight random passers-by repeatedly over and over and over again, like, I mean, as much as I love Spider-Man 2 back on the old Xbox and stuff like that, it was because the swinging was so great. I definitely got sick of rescuing people falling off of buildings and saving balloons for little kids. Let's just put it that way. So, oh yeah, the stats are only for World Tour, for sure only affects World Tour. It's not going to affect anything in game for the actual fighting, for sure.
There's also a variety of eateries to visit in the game.
What is that? There's just like, oh, I see. It's a pizza on a plate. I was like, is that like a pizza bowl or something? Okay.
Food purchased from these places can restore your vitality, give your stats a temporary boost, and other perks.
See, the fact that they call it vitality makes me happy. Because in Street Fighter 2, when you die after the round was over, you would get points for how much energy, for how much life you had left, and it always said vitality. And so before, I used to always call it, when you had no health left and you were in danger of dying by chip, I called it zero vital or zero vitality. And people are like, why do you keep saying zero vital, James? It sounds weird. And I was like, because the game says vitality. And now they're saying vitality throughout this whole entire video constantly. So there you go. I'm going back to zero vital, man. I'm going back to it.
You can also use these items to give yourself a helping hand during battle.
Recover vitality, it says?
This way.
I'm always right all along, too, Halu.
Here.
This is a cool little sequence. Although, obviously, them trying to...
From now on, you can tell people you are a student of the great Jamie Show.
Them trying to get rid of the... trying to establish the fact that it is indeed not alcohol that he is drinking. And the way Jamie's last name is spelled is S-I-U. So it should be Sio, not Show. It should be Sio, not Show. But I don't know. Whatever. It doesn't matter.
Once you knock that back and make it official anyway.
I mean, this seems a lot better than Tekken Force mode, right?
Just relax. It's not booze. Trust me and take a swig.
It's not
It's a family-made herbal drink that really boosts your energy.
But he's fighting with drunken style boxing. That defeats the whole purpose.
While exploring the city, open up your device to check the various missions you can take on.
Cell phone?
This mission has you going to Metro City's Chinatown to meet a legendary fighter. Becoming the student of a legendary fighter grants you
Herbal
access
style
to their
boxing.
master action.
Oh god, a balloon, no!
Master actions can be used to destroy wooden boxes and
Okay. Headbutting across the screen just so you can break a barrel is
some
amazing.
master actions can be used to destroy wooden boxes and barrels or leap to faraway platforms. You'll have plenty of opportunities to use master actions in different ways, but they all consume the drive gauge, so you'll have to be careful how often you use them.
I don't know why they didn't just let you just run around the whole city, spiral arrowing
When
everywhere.
traversing the city, there are enemies that will suddenly attack you. Now, that's when you can use the World Tour exclusive move, Drive Stall, to slow the flow of time. This will slow down the movements of surrounding enemies, and master actions become more powerful. You can also...
This is a weird one. I'm not sure what this is for. This just feels like something that you can use to run away from people easier. First time I saw this, I wasn't sure what the purpose of this slowdown thing is going to
use
be.
this to avoid enemy attacks or strike first to gain the advantage when the battle begins.
I mean, how is this not a Capcom Yakuza clone already in a lot of ways, Lurker Spine, right?
During battle, opponents will start to glow white. This is when you have an opening to strike during an enemy's weakest point. Landing a normal attack here will trigger what we call pressure time.
This is actually super cool. Because if you notice, every time he hits them when they're flashing white, it just says punish counter. They're just giving you and showing you the entire window of you punishing people. And so like this World Tour mode already implementing something like this to teach people how to whiff punish things. I mean, this is like the greatest thing ever because you can rely on the computer to whiff things and then you can whiff punish them. It teaches you the anticipation, etc., etc. Like, I love this. I love this. Yes, Crizzle Barrel. I mean, I've said it in the past few weeks. The best way to teach people is to teach them without knowing that they're being taught. It's so good. It's so good. This is why I always like break the targets and the home run contest. I always talk about those two things. This is like the closest thing we've ever gotten in a Street Fighter game like this. This is huge.
And you'll do more damage than usual. However, if you can land a special move, it'll take you one step further.
What's interesting too is that one was a counter hit right there. That wasn't a punish counter. So they still reward you either way, but at least they're teaching you that, yes, this is kind of why you want to strike them.
Them into a stun state.
The truck demolition stage teach you? I mean, the original car in Street Fighter 2 taught you to hit high and then taught you to hit low, but one side of the car got damaged instantaneously and you always had to jump over to the other side of the car. And they wanted to make you start doing special moves facing the other direction. The car was literally designed for you to understand hitting at a higher and a lower point and to force you into learning how to attack facing the other direction in case you very rarely actually went to that side. Like, it's so subtle. None of us thought about it, but that's literally what they were trying to do. I'm making a mostly normal character, Sergeant Dingleberry. I'm not a monstrosity kind of person.
Keep this in mind when battling on the streets.
Yeah, exactly, right? You don't think about that. You don't think, and then the barrels, you had an idea of hitting them in the sky. Sometimes they would bounce off and you'd have to use movement to chase them down, etc., etc. And sometimes you're like, oh my God, it's running away. I need to do a faster move or blah, blah, blah. Like, there's just so many things that those training modes subtly taught us that we didn't realize. It was really, really important at the time. Cool little preview of some of the cutscenes that we get. I've always wanted to create a character whose blocking animations was just them dodging. Like, everything else about the blocking animation would be the same. They would still have pushback. It would still have block stun and everything. But instead of actually like blocking, like they would actually be leaning back or leaning some way. I know it wouldn't make much sense, but still I just think that would be super cool. Actually, it was Nathan. Hey. Yeah, chip damage wouldn't make as much sense. But again, like, it's just, it's really funny how they really, because like Li Fen was a character that was just in an artwork at one point in time. And she was just part of Street Fighter 3's like storyline, and like there just really wasn't any explanation of where she came from or whatever. Then they put her in the Street Fighter 5 story mode, and like they're really kind of going hard with this character, which is really interesting to me, why they decided to go that route. But it's kind of neat. Like, they're actually trying to make sense of the lore.
When you decide to become a student of a legendary fighter, you can also undertake special missions. Complete those missions to strengthen the...
Look at her laptop. There's a Blanca sticker, Street Fighter sticker, Channel Eternity. There's a Lilith sticker on there. Yo! She has a Lilith sticker on her laptop. She's even got a Street Fighter 6 logo on there. She's got a flash kick input on her laptop over here. Dude, that's so cool. That's so sick. Stop pushing my microphone.
The bond between you and the master. And you'll open up new stories to learn more about them.
But I can't say for certain whether or not my techniques will fit you. Only you can discover the style that's truly yours. The only time you could do that is in combat. Hi, Nathan.
You can give the master presents to strengthen your bond with them, and also see how they react to your gift.
It almost sounded like she said BFF.
Give the master presents to strengthen your bond with them, and also see how they react to your gift. Choosing a master's style lets you use their basic attacks.
So interesting. You're gonna be able to create the craziest mesh of a character in the world, and you could only do this in a 3D game, by the way. Probably because there might be so much dialogue. SNK Yocto Gaming. Okay, yeah, anyways, probably because there might be a lot of dialogue and it just would have been very hard to record it all.
Style in battle lets you accumulate experience points, which raises your style level. Level up enough, and you can visit your master to learn new attacks and expand your moveset.
Sneaky Octo,
in
got it.
addition to experience points.
Nathan cut my wrist with his claw. I don't know if you can see it. You can see the blood is coming out of my wrist here. Yeah. That's what cat owners do, dude. There's just like, another injury, whatever.
You can also earn skill points through battles. These can be used by opening up your device and selecting skills.
What's interesting about this is when you pick one of the skills, you can't pick the other one. So that's actually really kind of you actually have to decide.
Here you can unlock buffs for your character that can increase their punch or kick strength, maximize their vitality, and more.
Maximize their what? What did you say? Vitality?
The drive stall move we just touched upon is also unlocked via skill points. As you can see, in World Tour mode, you can build a character that's unique to you by leveling up your style and skills and customizing your basic and special attacks.
It's just this lady with the stick just smacking you on the street is amazing. Look at this. Love it. Like, this is not just like, hey, let's combat on the street. Like, she just murdered a sailor. She just murdered this poor sailor, dude. Like, this is not just like, hey, let's have a friendly brawl and get stronger. Like, she just straight up sucked the soul out of this guy. This is so crazy, I swear. Sorry, phrasing, you're right. And then, yes, I think this is official. Well, they did officially confirm that you can travel to other places in the world. And so here they're showing you going to, I think, Italy, right? Like how this dude just walking around in this like little sports jacket, just walking up, chilling into this gladiator stadium. And what a great intro to Marisa. Like, I know everybody who's a fan of Marisa saw this intro and was like, yeah. I hope that becomes a playable character. Mommy.
During your adventure, you'll obtain flight tickets, which you can use to travel from Metro City to other locations via the world map.
I don't know why there is a Colosseum with lions and stuff in Italy. It's a really good question.
To learn all of the styles and moves, you'll have to dedicate some time to find the legendary fighters scattered around the world.
So yeah, this is probably where you can learn Marisa's moves, and I'm sure all the fighters are in all sorts of different places around the world.
Many of your favorite characters in World Tour.
And yeah, look at this cameo! That's Carlos from Final Fight 2. No, Final Fight 3? I forget now. Carlos was Final Fight 3, right? Because it was him. No, he's 2. It was Maki, him. It was 2. It's 2. Here's Final Fight 2 because he was with Maki.
Maybe some unexpected appearances, too.
I mean, clearly that is a move that is unique to Carlos, right? I don't know if they're going to let you have access to these kind of moves.
There may be some unexpected...
Fred burst in the background.
Did appearances too.
That is a lot of damage. Holy crap. Dude, he just kicked your ass.
Don't you worry, my friend. Hospitality is
Damned. I mean, he's also really, really well modeled as well. If Damned doesn't show up as Season 2 DLC, then I won't be damned. I was about to say I will be damned, but if he doesn't show up as Season 2 DLC, I can't be damned. So, am I damned if I do and damned if I don't? Oh, God, that was brilliant. Oh, my God, I made that up on the spot. Let's do it. Someone please clip that for me, please.
There are characters steeped in mystery and organizations you may recognize, all of which come together to immerse you in the Street Fighter universe.
So, who the hell is Rudra? As much as I am steeped in fighting game lore, who the hell is Rudra? Belly rubs for cats, belly rubs for cats, belly rubs for cats. Right? He's like a fake Dhalsim. So, okay. So he's not somebody from a game that I'm just not familiar with then, right? So he is a completely brand new character in this game then. Okay. Whoa, you turned off my lights and camera. Nathan, you are rolling on my thing. Uh-oh. I think he just killed my camera. All right. I'll have to fix that later on. Okay. So, new area here.
Nishal is a large city that serves as another area to explore in World Tour, complete with its own stores that differ from the ones you find in Metro City.
Fake India.
In contrast to
What was that food that they
from the
had
ones
in
you
there?
find in Metro City.
Yo, those noodles look bomb, dude. I want those noodles. I want those noodles.
In contrast to Metro City's urban landscape, this city has a fairly complex topography. And who you'll meet in this new city. This city has a fairly complex topography. And who you'll meet.
The most important thing about this is that the fridges have levels, which implies that the fridges have been fighting and leveling up during the course of their existence. Okay. And as another one that I am very, very proud of, because you're fighting two of them at the same time, this is now two fridges at the same time. This has made this game officially a May Tag Team Fighter. I was quite proud of that one on Twitter. Thank you, thank you. Thank you very much.
Will also differ.
Dude, they're just throwing food at you. Oh my God. Dude, did that food just do 2,131 damage? Look at that. He just took 2,131 damage. Jesus.
That's all we have to show you for World Tour mode this time. We hope that you enjoy not only the battle portion, but the story and creating your own character as well.
Found them! Yeah!
So what's interesting is, like, clearly there's a lot more story going on here, right? Like, obviously you're going to find out more what's going on with Bosch, what he's doing with the purse, etc., etc. And I really, really hope they got like real like writers to create the story in this game, because if it's about trying to steal chess pieces to keep Bison from blocking the moon, I'm gonna be really, really sad. So I really, really, really hope they get some good storylines going in here. So here's the battle hub, which we've seen.
Welcome to the world of Street Fighter. Are you a fighter looking for your next challenge?
What's their name? Eternity, right?
Either way, we're more than happy to have you.
Whoa, what the heck was that on the banner in the
More
background?
than happy to
Is that like
have
Boas Vinda? Like it's like, oh, bienvenido. Oh, I see. It's welcome in all sorts of different languages. Okay.
Next, we'd like to talk about one of the other main modes in Street Fighter 6, the Battle Hub. In the Battle Hub, players from around the world can get...
I love that Cammy face. Oh my god. And again, everything that I'm seeing about from the Battle Hub so far has been fantastic. If this can help really create that social environment, like if you just see people starting to gather around a machine, like, oh my god, PR Balrog's in the Battle Hub, and then everyone just starts running over to the arcade machine and everyone just starts spectating that match because PR Rog is like Neo and Morpheus are fighting right now, and everyone runs through, you know, to go watch. Like that would just be amazing.
Get together and have fun playing games and doing other activities. Access the cabinets on the floor to play Battle Hub and Extreme Battle matches. And
now in the betas, they only had one game on all the machines at a time, and they cycled between the games. Here we already see Alpha 2, which was not revealed as one of the games that was playable before. So are they gonna just put in as many like old school Street Fighters in here as possible? Like, is this just gonna be there? Like, it's crazy. I mean, there wasn't even a way to play against another human in the beta on these machines. So you could only play against the computer in Super Turbo, if I'm not mistaken. So I don't know if we could even play 2-player Final Fight or whatnot, unless I just missed it, because I barely messed with this feature during the betas. But we'll see how it works. We'll see how it works. Yeah, stream sniping, but again, Battle Hub is not going to affect your ranking, right? Ranking is separate than Battle Hub. This is just you're playing for fun. And then the ranked, even though you could wait for ranked, you couldn't directly challenge anybody in ranking in Battle Hub. So Battle Hub is literally lobby casual mode for fun, and they're probably going to have a bunch of events and stuff like that. Like in the beta, there were tournaments that you could enter and stuff like that. And there's that big screen in the back. Maybe they'll actually show, like, let you spectate some of the big matches in the back or something like that. But it's just mostly just having fun, I think.
And games at the Game Center.
Whoa, what was that?
Or to play Battle Hub and Extreme Battle matches and games at the Game Center.
Oh, just photos of it. I see. That's so cool. That's so cool. Scan lines, baby!
As you saw from the trailer at the beginning of the show, the avatars you create and train in World Tour can also duke it out.
This is gonna be so broke. Dude, he just teleported into air throw. I think that's Kimberly's air throw, right?
Show the world your own personal fighter in avatar battles.
Dude, she just juggled with the Yoga Fire. So, like, this is like Chun-Li Super. Launch into EX Kimberly Air Grab, which lets you juggle, in which you use a drive rush, bam, bam, into Luke's EX double punching upper, into a Yoga Fire juggle. She just did Chun-Li Super, Kimberly EX Air Grab, Luke double punch, and then Yoga Fire. It's so good. This is interesting because this is something that I was talking about. Remember how I was talking about in one of the previous streams about playing in groups and stuff like that? It seems like they're going to create guilds. However, my worry about guilds is it's going to be too big, right? Again, my idea was to have groups that were small and that you guys could go ranked together. This is a little different. This is just more like standard guilds in fighting games, I think.
We also have a new Fighters Club feature added to Capcom Fighters Network. This will help players get together with friends or like-minded players.
Right, but I don't think you can all jump onto, the dojos. I don't think this means that you can actually jump online ranked together, for example.
Join an already existing club or create one of your own from scratch.
You know I'll be creating a Chenzor Dynasty club, so if you guys want to wait for me to create that so you can join that, just keep an eye out. Maximum
Once
members
you've set
100.
up the basics of the club, you can also create a customized emblem.
See, this is sick. Max was like, just 100 members? Yeah, Max will definitely have a problem.
Not only that, but you can design your very own club uniforms that all members can wear.
This is cool. This is super cool. Being able to represent your club like this is such a good idea.
If you have a good idea for a club, let the world know about it. We're looking forward to seeing players don their club colors and enjoy the Battle Hub together.
If you're all about that Street Fighter life, the Battle Hub is the place to be. This is your fave, Eternities, signing off. See ya!
Yeah, again, this is just so cool. And this is actually the first time we've really found out more information about Fighting Ground. Fighting Ground has been the area that we have seen the least about. So I think this is the first time we find out more. It's a funny way to show the startup, but they also wanted to show the battle damage.
4, 3, 2. I'm still standing.
Now, if you continue with the battle damage, do you still have battle damage, or do you start the next fight without the battle damage?
Next up, let's talk about some of the cool stuff we have in Fighting Ground.
Oh, God, that running bear grab looks so fast. The nice thing about the running bear grab is the startup of it is very emphatic, and so it'll help people be able to stop it if they recognize it, but it could also be something that might get them confused with other normals and such. Oh yeah, that's true. It's the classic costumes. I didn't even think about that. Good call, Sir Robsterroll. It's just so natural to me that I didn't even notice. Ugh, dude, how much damage? That was a lot of damage. Oh God, I can't wait to play Zangief. I can't wait to play Zangief. Okay, this is important.
In the video you see here, we've added a character damage toggle. During battle, fighters' faces, bodies, and clothing will get damaged or dirtied up.
Okay, it's not, that wasn't the clip yet, but yeah, they're talking about the actually having battle damage in the game.
This will give fights a more realistic feel. This can also be turned on and off at any time.
Ryu wins.
He just comes over here. He's got this big old blood cut on the side of his eye.
Additionally, sound accessibility options.
This is amazing. I just got to let this section play out for itself, because for those of you even listening, like, this will be interesting. I'm wondering how people listening to this podcast, purely on SoundCloud or Spotify, how this would sound to them, because this is really interesting.
Additionally, sound accessibility options have been improved for Street Fighter 6. There are sound effects that will give you the heads up on the distance between you and your opponent. The height level of attacks.
And again, it's subtle for a lot of us to hear, but for those people with vision impairment, like, those sounds are going to stand out so much. Will this be good to practice with? It could, because it'll teach you if they're hitting high or low and stuff.
Attack hits as a cross-up or not. And also to indicate your remaining gauge. We hope that these options...
I don't hear any sound for the remaining gauge.
And also to indicate your remaining...
Playing the sound on hit lets you know if you're getting hit by lows or not.
Whether an attack hits as a cross-up or not. And also to indicate your remaining gauge.
Oh, it was that what sound when he activated
Indicate
it.
your
Right.
and also to indicate your remaining gauge.
Interesting. Oh, they're showing you for the
We
super
hope that
meter,
these options
right?
will let you better grasp the situation of your fights.
I mean, I gotta tell you something, man. Like, obviously for us, it's like this is neat and everything, but if you are born without vision and your whole world is auditory, the way that your brain probably processes sounds is so much different than how we process it. And being able to process all this extra information from this, like, will probably give some of these players like Blind Warriors Ven and such, like, just a whole nother level of interaction with this game that I can't even possibly imagine. Like, this has got to be just absolutely wonderful. Like, this is one of those things that Capcom went and bothered putting in, and you just like look at it and you just like, I have to buy this game, if not just to support this. I have to support just this, man, because I like, for me, this warms my heart, this kind of feature being put in the game. I mean, again, for those people who have never had vision in their life, who are processing nothing but sounds and everything, the way they process the information, it's going to be so crazy intuitive, and the ability for them to be able to play a game like this is just, I mean, like, to be able to have this, like, it just, I almost want to go into tears here because it's just how cool this feature is. It's so good.
When you first start the game, we've added a tutorial that explains the basics of battle and the combat system.
Yeah, tutorials, of course. How does it work for side switch though? You heard the sound set 099? They're two different sounds. If you're on the one player side, it was like doo, 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 doo. When you're on player two side, it was whoop, 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 whoop. Like literally two different sounds. Now, this is the standard tutorial section. I don't blame them for putting in there. You have to put these in there, but obviously this has existed in many fighting games, so this is nothing particularly special here. But it's nice to have this information in here. Oh, and player versus player, it's not going to work in versus mode probably, or you probably have the option to select if it's only player one or player two. If you have two visually impaired people fighting against each other, it's probably not going to be a feature that's accessible, right? You probably just aren't going to have that ability. And if you do want to do that, you're probably just going to have to play online. It probably is not going to be a versus mode feature, except maybe for one person, or maybe they have a way to do headphones. But remember, if you're on a console, there's really only just kind of like one headphone jack or something. Maybe they'll figure out a way to make it so that it can control what headphones it goes to and stuff, because obviously the controllers have headphone jacks on the bottom of the controller, so you can probably do it that way and stuff. You're not wrong, Forrest.
In addition to classic and modern control types, we've added an offline-only control type where an AI assistance system will perform actions and combos depending on the distance from an opponent or the context of the fight just by pressing an attack button. We call this control type dynamic.
Yeah, this
And
of
it's
course is
recommended
just
beginner
for
players who are just
holiday
getting into their first
parties,
fighting game,
friends coming
casual
over.
matches against friends and family, or when you're experimenting with a character for the first time.
Yeah, it's literally just trigger the AI controls. Dude, by the way, they just snuck this in there, but I love this costume. Holy crap. They didn't say anything about it. They were just like, here we go. Dude, I love this costume.
On the scene.
Don't expect me
It's
to be
so
a
good.
pushover.
And then classic Ken there.
Arcade mode is our single-player mode, where you'll square off against the computer.
And see, what I like about this is it seems like arcade mode is exactly what I wanted them to make it. It's just you against the computer, just go, fight, have a good time, get endings. Like little storylines here. Like,
Dang.
this is good.
Been a hot minute since I've seen either of you. But don't worry. I'm doing just fine all on my own. The name's Jamie Show.
See, it's S-I-U. That's not show. Show would be S-H-O-U. But I'm guessing that Seo was probably a little maybe too hard to pronounce or something. I don't know. But anyways. Is that Yun in the Mad Gearbox hat? Looks like it.
Go through each character's story and you'll unlock a special illustration after the ending.
And see, look at that. Look how many stages you get. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Classic Street Fighter 2 length. That's so
Character's
cool.
story and you'll unlock a special illustration.
Yeah, they have the artwork, but if it's the same artist, at least they gave them time this time. You could tell definitely in the Street Fighter 5 when they're like, hey, do you want to draw the art for Street Fighter 5? Sure, when do you need it by? Tomorrow?
After the ending.
Jamie's song has been my favorite so far, Sergeant Dingleberry. You can see that on YouTube. I did a whole thing about that. Yeah, it looks like Bengus again.
Round 1. Fight.
Classic versus CPU. This is great. This is the important clip here. Oh. I just love how she's like, what the hell? I have to fight a truck?
Also features online rankings
That wasn't what I was thinking was the important clip. We'll get to the important clip in just a second.
for your score. So get out there and challenge the world.
Although we do see it a little bit right
features
there.
Online rankings for your score. So get out there and challenge
The regular DP. The regular DP.
the world. These illustrations can be viewed again in the gallery. Try to unlock them all.
And everybody was pointing out in this cool picture here, there's this, Rufus riding on his bike over here. There's G pointing at you over here. There's a lot of very subtle things here. I thought this was JP as well. Someone said that that's actually Guile, which makes sense with the American flag, and his hair just happens to be down. But look at this SFL sign here that looks like the NFL. Yeah, really, really neat. There's going to be a lot of cool little details in these pictures, it looks like. It's G in the back. Because he says, I want you to join my army. Now, how come we never heard her singing before in any of the other clips that we got? Oh, that's Luke and Abigail in that picture over there. That's obviously Luke over here and Abigail over here. But how did we not ever hear the singing before on the CA? We've seen the CA animation. Did they just hide it from us? That's so cool. If she does that every time, I'll be so happy. Oh, yeah, you're right. It might be CA only, not the level 3. Right, of course, CA and level 3 are different. But if the CA does have the singing every time, oh my God, it'll be so good. It's so good.
If you're not sure which character is the right one for you, check out the character guides.
Also, okay, this is the one right here. They go to Cannon Spike.
About each character's unique traits and how to use their attacks.
And so, again, in none of the footage that we have seen at this point up until this time, have we seen the Cannon Spike hit where she flips back like classic cannon spike. We've only seen the one where it turns into the air diagonal drill, which now is an indication that that's probably either the EX or the charged version of the DP. But we finally get to see the regular one where she bounces back like that, which makes me happy because it just feels like such a signature for her.
And you can experiment with them yourself by pressing the try button.
Will non-FGC want to learn how to play the game with these tutorials? It doesn't matter, Pollock Games, because the answer is it depends on the human. Some people this stuff will work great for. Some people it will do absolutely nothing for. But the power of what they're doing in Street Fighter 6 right now, which has been the correct answer all along, is you just throw in as many things as humanly possible, including training mode with frame data meters, tutorials like this, world tour to have fun, etc., etc. You throw in everything except the kitchen sink, maybe even the kitchen sink, because everybody who learns differently and everybody who has different personalities will learn through the thing that appeals to them and clicks with them. This tutorial will help a lot of people who are very good students who can read this stuff and learn it and watch this and be like, I get it. This will go in one ear and out the other for a lot of people, but then they sit there and play story mode, and then they fight Master Cammy and then use her moves, and it'd be like, yo, I love Cannon Spike, and then they become obsessed with Cannon Spike. Other people are going to be playing, you know, like doing the extreme battles with the bowls and stuff, and they'll learn that this is a good knot. That's the, yeah, actually, you probably will fight a kitchen sink. You absolutely will. Manon was singing a French nursery rhyme. There was a small ship. That's awesome. That's awesome. Yep, give them the tools, the knowledge, and make it easy to access, and those who will want to learn will. Right, some people will just go into training mode, turn on the frame data meter, and just sit there and study the frame data for every character. And this is good. Like, again, how do you teach Street Fighter? There is no answer to that question because everybody learns differently, which was kind of the whole point of my numpad notation discussion, right? Everybody learns differently, and that's the important part about teaching fighting games is understanding that factor.
On how to use them. You can experiment with them yourself by pressing the try button.
Modern controls there.
Perform well, and the characters will shower you with praises.
Don't forget this moment.
Don't forget this moment. Shoutouts to Caitlin Glass, of course, which is why Cammy will always be a glass cannon.
Once you've gotten the basics of a character down, head on over to the combo trials section. There are basic, intermediate, and advanced combos.
Now, this is going to be interesting because I'm curious to see the quality of these combos, because the amount of times that I get people coming into my chat and going, yeah, all I'm doing is just practicing the Street Fighter V trial combos. And I'm like, no, don't do that. Don't do that. Like, I hope that this one actually has like some, like you can already see in the advanced stuff, you know, it says like assist combo, cancel drive rush, light attack, you know, like hopefully these trials will have a theme and a purpose. Like, hey, this is a useful combo for a low starter. This is a good combo for a DP punish, etc., etc. So.
You can also slow down the game's speed by 50% to practice your timing.
This is weird. I'm not necessarily a fan with this, but again, this would mess me up because I'm very much a rhythm person. So learning it at 50% rhythm and then learning it at regular rhythm just does nothing for me. But this might actually help for other people because they'll get used to seeing like visual cues or something like that that will help them learn. Like for me, this will probably be completely useless. Like I almost would never do this, but I'm sure this is useful for a lot of people.
This is a great way for you to expand your horizons and abilities.
When you have a chance to finish it, you gotta take it.
Shoutouts to Jeremy.
Player one brings it home.
In Versus mode, you'll find team battles.
So we
Play
are bringing
with or
back
against
team
other
battles,
players
of
on the
course.
computer in this mode. You can compete in teams, single elimination, or double style battles.
It's neat to
Be sure
have all
turn
these
on your
different
favorite
features.
commentator and get ready for some fun with your team.
So again, you know, having all these different modes is very nice to have. I'm sure they probably won't get used all that much, but again, it's nice to have them, especially if these are all accessible online as well. I think that's going to be really, yeah, having a team battle, having someone carry you, like, you know, I know Investigation Code and I have been talking about trying to do some Shoryuken scrimmages again. But, you know, can you imagine having Shoryuken scrimmages where, like, you know, you can have one platinum guy, one gold guy, one silver guy in your team, and, like, that'd be kind of neat, like, honestly.
Round one.
Next up is Extreme Battle. This differs from a normal battle because there are special rules or gimmicks on the stage. For example, you can have a battle where the winner is the first to knock down their opponent 5 times while rampaging bulls run across the stage.
Yeah, this is important too, because even when I played one of these modes during the beta, it was like throw your opponent was one of your victories. And can you imagine if you like get all of your things except for throw the opponent, then the person you're fighting is like, well, I'll lose only if I get thrown, so I'm gonna do everything I can to avoid a throw, and then you learn how to avoid throws that way, right? It's just like it's just really, really cool. See, like this, right? Jumping attacks, 1 hit, take no damage for 4 seconds, drive impact, 1 hit. Like if drive impact is the only thing left, now you're just gonna be sitting there waiting for drive impacts. So you're gonna learn how to counter them really well with your own drive impact, etc., etc. You see on Marisa's side over there, one of her victories is throw 2 times. And so if throwing 1 time is the only thing left, then the opponent can just sit there and jump like a rabbit, and the opponent has to figure out a way to land a throw anyway. And it's just like, it really helps educate things, and I really, really like that. Kyle is as red as the devil. Oh my god, that is a flashback. Oh my god. That was one of the Game Genie codes that we downloaded from the internet for Super Nintendo. One of them just was called Guile is as red as the devil. And yep, when you entered that code, Guile, he was as red as the devil. These aren't activation conditions. Yeah, basically, yes.
Complete the objectives displayed on your side of the screen first, while random drones show up and have different effects when they're destroyed. This will let you have fun with other players in a party-like setting, so give them a try. Extreme Battle can be played offline.
You know what's really interesting about this Extreme Battle over here? I don't know if you guys noticed this.
The objectives displayed on your side of the screen first, while random drones show.
But this mode over here, whatever this one is it's always zoomed out. This mode is constantly zoomed out. It's really interesting that they even have the ability to do that.
You have fun with other players in a party-like setting, so give them a try. Extreme Battle can be played offline or in the Battle Hub, and also in custom rooms.
Right, objects. It's items. It's Smash Brothers with items like
next.
Dude, it's like someone tweeted, man, this win pose has no right to be as cold as it is. Like, this win pose is amazing.
If you want to play with a group of players online, then creating a custom room is the way to go.
Oh yeah, so they have all the team stuff here with the online rooms. Yeah, I don't know why Jury floats up at the end. Maybe there's something that we'll learn that he actually lifts their opponents up with power. I don't know.
In the room can be set to one-on-one, extreme battle, or training mode.
See, this is really interesting. So they're kind of doing what Guilty Gear did, previous Guilty Gears, not Strive, but you know how previous Guilty Gears had like the little cabinets that you can play on. So in the rooms, you have slots, which are essentially those cabinets.
The 4 virtual cabinets in the room can be set to 1-on-1.
And you can change them to anything you want.
Extreme battle or training mode. Custom rooms now allow for up to 16 players at a time.
So you can see while 2 people are playing 1-on-1, other people can just jump into an extreme battle just for fun. They can go into training. Like, it's so cool.
Great strides to improve the experience compared to previous titles.
Here comes a new challenge.
So you could probably sit there and watch the room match. After you lose, somebody else in there is like, hey, you're having trouble with this. Here, let's go to the training room. Let's go to slot number 4, which is assigned to training room. Hey, you guy in the training room right now, do you mind if you jump out of there and then me and this dude can jump in there? I can teach him something? Yeah, no problem. Like, it's so cool.
Show time!
Where's he going, Manon? He was so far away.
This is a great way for friends to get together and teach combos.
Yep.
Or try out new characters.
Yep. I mean, if people are hogging stuff, whoever created the room, that's their job to kick people out of the room. See that combo I did? You can do it too.
Popular ranked match lets players worldwide compete against each other. Fight it out with players at your skill level to earn league points.
A lot more levels now. We did not have iron before. Well, not a lot more, just 1 more. We didn't have iron before. So there's rookie, iron, bronze, silver, gold, platinum, diamond, and master. It is neat that they use the same names from Street Fighter V, though, just to make it so it's very easy to figure out what's going on.
For Street Fighter 6.
Oh, no problem, Asterloon, dude. Yeah, this game is gonna be crazy ridiculous, dude.
In order to burden the player with less stress than before.
And also, El Burrito, you say you're gonna be stuck in iron. I feel it, dude. Like I said, come back twitch.tv/jchenzor, dude. Anytime you see me playing, come and ask some questions, man. I'll be more than happy to help out. I don't know what the final rank is. I wonder if they're gonna have something above master.
We've added a new one-time rank down protection feature where you won't lose league points in certain leagues.
So that's cool.
Player with less stress than before. We've added a new one-time rank down protection feature where you won't lose league points in certain leagues.
So yeah, you see the player didn't drop down.
We have character-specific and random character ranked matches.
See that? Thank you. Thank you.
And ranked match phases, which will determine your rank for a period of time.
So that's also cool too, because it sounds, when they say ranked match phases, does that mean they'll actually finally do like pseudo resets? Because that was one of the problems with Street Fighter V, is that there was no, like, you just, like, there was nothing, right? There was no seasons, resets, anything like you see in a lot of other online games. But wait, crazy outfits? Oh my God, you're right.
We have character-specific and random character ranked matches. And ranked match
that JP costume is, that's so
which
good.
Will determine your rank for a period of time.
Oh, or assume it means that for the next few days you're this rank, you can't go up or down? Maybe, yeah, for sure.
Casual match also returns in Street Fighter 6, where you can play online without any change to your league points. So, what do you think? The team working on Street Fighter 6 has been challenging themselves to create a game that's going to become a long-loved Street Fighter title that all players can enjoy.
It's so good.
It's only a little bit longer,
so good.
But we can't wait for everyone to enjoy World Tour, Fighting Ground, and Battle Hub. We hope you look forward to playing Street Fighter 6.
So good.
Hey, hey, hey! Uh-oh.
I think that's the first time we've seen the DJ's critical art, right?
Street Fighter 6.
Hey, hey, hey! Uh-oh.
Yo, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh, that's right. Lil Wayne was here this whole time, wasn't
All
he?
right, now let's go to Shuhei Matsumoto, Street Fighter 6's producer.
Shuhei.
Hey everyone.
Let's go,
I'm
Shuhei.
Matsumoto, producer on Street Fighter 6. I'd like to walk everyone through what our plans are for Street Fighter 6 once the game releases on June 2nd. A big part of Street Fighter's charm is the cast of characters from around the world that appear in each game.
Right. That's
we
right.
believe that Street Fighter is where players can take control of unique characters with their own awesome fighting styles.
So there's the 18 launch roster. Technically, 11 returning characters and 7 brand new characters, unless you count Luke as a returning character. But again, really cool roster. I really like it, honestly.
For the players, and for us as well, the appeal of the characters themselves is the most important element of the series.
Yep.
With Street Fighter 6, we're continuing development to deliver new characters to you every year. Today, I'd like to introduce the 4 fighters for year 1.
Thank God. Thank God. Now I don't have to worry about telling people not to spoil leaks in the chat or anything like that. Thank God. All right, here we go. Here are the 4 Season 1 DLC characters. Rashid. I mean, I love these super hyper stylized artwork too. It's so good. Aki, dude. I'm really excited for this character just because I have no idea what to expect. And what we've seen from the brand new characters they've created, like JP, like I can imagine she's probably going to be like just absolutely bizarre, dude. I really am excited to see what she does. An interesting, very, very different look for Ed here. Very different look for Ed. Curious. I mean, the reason why Ed is going to be back Chris O'Barrel is it's very clear that Ed is a major part of the storyline that they're creating, right? Because he was the little boy that Boxer rescues in the ending of Street Fighter 4, and then all of a sudden now he's this character in Street Fighter 5, part of Neo Shadowloo. They definitely have plans with this character, but again, with the way that this, I don't know if Ed's popular, honestly. I don't know if he is. But I feel like, you know, story-wise, they probably want to keep bringing him back. And then, of course, he's already in Shin Akuma color. Scary. But the important thing about Ed is, I mean, it'll be weird because if they bring Ed in, would he be 1-button specials? Because then wouldn't he just be modern controls? Like, wouldn't modern controls and Ed just be the same then? It's kind of weird. We'll figure that out. So the craziest part about
Year
obviously
1 will see the introduction of new characters Rashid, Aki, Ed, and Akuma. Rashid joins the fight in summer 2023, Aki in autumn 2023, Ed in the winter after the new year, and Akuma in spring 2024.
This timeline is very interesting, right? I mean, that means we get 4 characters in the year, but I look at this and all I think about is the Capcom Pro Tour, right? Like, I have this weird, like, Ed winter 2024, when winter, right? But, like, when you think about the CPT, like, Akuma is probably going to be released after Capcom Cup, right? Like, that's what it feels like to me. That Capcom Cup will happen and then Akuma trailer release, the standard kind of thing. Ed might have to come out early enough so that we have enough time to get used to him so that when Capcom Cup rolls around, we know what to expect, etc., etc. It'll be really, really interesting. But yeah, I mean, 5-year life cycle at least. But I mean, honestly, like, I hope they just I hope this game lasts a while, man. Like, cause I mean, Street Fighter V was 7 years, and I didn't mind it. I really didn't mind that life cycle. I felt like they did a really good job keeping the game up for that length of time. Yes, towards the end, we were a little tired. And, you know, honestly, 40-some characters is always getting to the point where the game feels bloated at that point. But this is an interesting life cycle that we have here.
These new Year 1 characters will appear in World Tour as well, so you can enjoy delving into their lore.
So they're already existing in the game then. Apparently they're already in World Tour. And so you're probably going to be able to get some of their stuff in World Tour and just get a hint of how they play. So we'll probably be able to see a little like previews of them. Kind of like how, I mean, and keep in mind too, they could change drastically because don't forget, Colleen was in the story mode. And then when she became a playable character, her face changed, everything was different. So who knows what exactly will happen, but we'll probably run into them in World Tour then. Akuma's selling fruits on the street. Dude, that would be the sickest reference if in the India stage, he's just chilling in the background selling fruits, and that's the only time you see him. Like, you can't actually, or maybe you can buy fruits from him, and he's just sitting there selling fruits, because that is such a deep cut lore of Akuma selling fruits on the street that most people probably have no idea why I'm so excited about Akuma selling fruits on the street.
In Battle Hub, we're planning various events and a store to obtain special collaboration items.
Collaboration items? Is that the Robert Garcia outfit that you can collect? Are they gonna actually have like team ups with other companies like that? Are we gonna be able to get like a Fatal Fury hat or something? Like, that would be sick.
Items. We can't wait to show you what we have planned. For the 2023 season of the Capcom Pro Tour, Street Fighter VI will be the main game. To commemorate the release of the new game, the Capcom Cup 2023 champion will receive a special $1 million prize package.
And see the language there, to commemorate, it's a special $1 million. It sounds like they do not have the intention to keep up this prize pool, or they're putting the language in there so that if they can't afford to do it the next year, they're not going to be on the hook for that. Clearly, if they can afford to do it, if Street Fighter 6 just blows up as like the craziest esport, yeah, sure, they'll probably put another $1 million in there, but the language is very clear that they are saying that there's a high chance it won't happen. And yeah, they did say main game. I asked for this, which is really interesting, because does that mean Street Fighter V is still going to be a part of it? Are they going to try to put in some of the Capcom Fighting Collection games in there? Like, are we going to get to put Dark's Vampire Savior into it? Like, are they going to expand CPT to more than one game? They have all those games on the cabinets in the Battle Hub. And to that end, I say, Capcom, please roll back for Ultra Street Fighter 4. Please roll back for Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Follow Arxis' path. Please, please, please. Let's go. And James's new Rival Schools games,
yeah. Prize pool for Capcom Pro Tour 2023 will be over $2 million. Both modern and classic control types will be allowed in the tournament, so we hope you're all excited for a new season of Capcom Pro Tour. Street Fighter VI is available for pre-order now. And in addition to the regular version, we're also offering other editions that include the Year 1 characters and content.
Dude, I'm so speechless, dude. There's just so much.
You'll also receive special pre-order bonuses.
So much.
So please, check them out.
Okay, hope you're ready to begin. All right, you ready?
This will be a good fight.
You wanted something more practical, right? Well, practicality comes in many forms. But if you want to start off on the right foot in this city, hit the streets.
And then, of course, the demo available right now. will be coming out. They did say, all platforms tomorrow. So we'll be able to get it played on all the platforms.
We've created a special demo version of the game, so players can enjoy the first bit of World Tour and some modes in Fighting Ground.
The craziest thing about this demo so far is that people said on the PlayStation 5, the input lag is 2 frames right now. The input lag is 2 frames, they said, on the demo on PlayStation 5. That is insanity. Like, we could be getting to the future. Now, that's also in 120 hertz mode, which they said is available in all the one-player content, but not necessarily online. So we'll see how that all goes, but the fact that we're already in this phase where they are paying attention to this very carefully and we are starting off not at 8 frames is already a very, very, very good sign.
The demo will allow you to create an avatar that can also be used in the main version of the game on the same platform. So, we hope you put in a lot of time with the avatar creation feature and have fun.
Yeah, I don't have the demo yet. I need to download it and I need to play it.
5 versions of the demo will be available after this showcase finishes. Hope you enjoy them. We're creating Street Fighter 6 to be the game that revolutionizes the fighting game genre. To this aim, our development team has taken the lead and challenged themselves to realize something amazing. We're now at the point where their hard work has materialized into something we believe everyone will enjoy. And it's coming to you on June 2nd.
Thanking them for
That's
this
right,
effort
you heard it.
Right
the
now.
Street Fighter 6 demo is dropping right now. So create your avatar, explore World Tour mode, and start fighting. Thanks for tuning in. Street Fighter 6 out June
You're welcome,
2nd.
Lil Wayne.
Maybe get to throw hands with your boy Weezy. Peace.
I swear that must have took like 5 minutes to record all of his lines. The fridge, dude, is just amazing. Dude, the music cue on that. I don't even know. Oh no, my cat! My cat! Hang on a second, guys. Hang on a second. Let me fix this really quick. There we go. I am definitely very, very, very excited about this, and I thought they did a great job with this showcase. And again, just the way that Matsumoto and Nakayama-san have just been giving us all the information. And, you know, it's just not one of those things where they're just like, oh, you wait and see. Like, they are constantly giving us new information, giving us access to things and showing us new stuff. And they're constantly giving us new stuff and giving us new information and everything like that. It's just so good. So I'm so excited for this. Honestly, they are knocking it out of the park. Part of me is terrified because honestly, like I don't want to get my hopes up, man. Like, I feel like this could be the big one, dude. I feel like this could be the big one. Like, I feel like maybe Street Fighter 6 is the one that is going to take us to this next level, is really going to push the fighting game community into a bigger space and everything like that. But at the same time, like, I'm terrified. Nakayama was the director of Street Fighter 5, but I don't think they had as much freedom as they do now. I think nowadays they have the ability to do the stuff that they wanted to do all along, honestly. I mean, again, you just look at the lifespan of Street Fighter V, right? As soon as Ono left Street Fighter V, Nakayama and Matsumoto-san just all of a sudden, like, they just started adding new combo routes to the characters. They started making things a lot more complicated. They were just allowed to do a lot of the things that I think they have wanted to do all along, right? And so, you know, they having the full creative control of Street Fighter 6, I think is a big, big deal. And we can see that already. And so I'm really, really excited about this. And again, like I said, I can't explain to you how much it meant to me, not because it was an honor to have done it, but the fact that it could happen, that at Capcom Cup, while I was messing around on one of the Street Fighter 6 cabinets that were there for display, that Nakayama-san and Matsumoto-san came up and they just played me. And they could play fighting games. They were good. They knew what they were doing. And like that is like, it's so important, honestly. So important. And like, it was so funny because I asked Nakayama-san when I was playing with him, I was like, so when you and Matsumoto go up against each other, who wins? And Nakayama-san was like, yeah, I win. I win most of the time. And I was like, oh, okay. And then I asked Matsumoto. I was like, now that Matsumoto's here in front of Nakayama-san, I was like, who wins between you two? Matsumoto was like, he wins. I was like, okay. So yeah, I'm really, really excited. Yeah, I mean, other fighting game companies being able to keep up with Street Fighter 6 is doing, but again, it's pushing the boundaries, right? Like, if Capcom never did the Capcom Pro Tour, would we have the Tekken World Tour? Would we have the Arc Revo World Tour to where they are, right? Capcom kind of pushed the boundaries on that too. Maybe it takes a little bit for the companies to keep up, but that's the other important thing. If Street Fighter 6 sells well and people can't stop talking about World Tour and they can't stop talking about the features, that will finally be the proof that putting all that stuff into the game matters, right? Because the hardest part is that it's really, really hard to prove to anybody that that actually helps sales. So every time you go to the big boss and be like, hey, can we add this cool one-player mode that's just super robust? They'll be like, how much will it cost? Will it make us money? And they'll be like, well, we don't know. But the fact that in Street Fighter 6, they've been given the ability to do that, to create this World Tour mode and look like to try to go all out on it as possible in ways that we want to see, right? Because it's cool. We've got these story modes. And then you're fighting fridges. Like the fact that they have been given this capability to do just the absolute ridiculous and the amazing and the good and et cetera, is a really, really, really good sign. And so I really hope this game sells well so that everybody else, all the other fighting game companies, like Bandai Namco, like Bandai Namco is going to be watching how Street Fighter 6 sells very closely. And if they see a lot of stuff and like they're like, shoot, we don't have a lot of one-player stuff, well, let's start working on some cool, more one-player content. Like, I think that's important, right? We need that. We need this. We need the push. Because a lot of times people come up with theories about, like, look, I'm just going to be real. I'm going to be straight up with you, okay? Here's the hard, cold truth from James Chen right here. A lot of times people ask us, why aren't fighting games as popular, et cetera, as all these other games? A lot of it really comes down to the devs are not doing enough for the games themselves. Honestly, they can't get away with the same things that FPSs in MOBAs and stuff like that do, right? Because those games are using interfaces, intuitive interfaces, played as the way that people are used to playing on PCs with a keyboard and mouse, et cetera. Like, in order to try, it sucks that the fighting games have to do more to try to achieve similar levels of popularity, but that's just the reality of the situation. And so if Capcom can push all of the devs out there to work harder to make better video games. Because the thing is, for a lot of those other companies, they have the ability to make a game without one-player content, but then spend all their money on the esports side of things, right? They have that capability. Obviously, fighting games, we haven't really been able to do that. So doing something like this is, I think, is really important. And I think it's really, really, really... I'm hoping for this thing to be as successful as I hope. And that's, like I said, why I'm so worried. I'm so worried right now, but let's hope that this is going to be the big one, man. Let's hope this is going to be the big one. So okay, in any case, thank you guys for tuning in. If you guys look over here, obviously here on Twitch, I'm going to do a small little thing going over Lily's trailer. But outside of that, thank you for watching this whole entire video. Obviously, it's a very long video analyzing all of this, the showcase content here, but it deserved a lot of patience going through it with a little more scrutiny, because there's just a lot of great stuff in there, a lot of good information and stuff like that. So... right, exactly. That's why I keep saying, Mike, about Capcom. Hopefully this game makes the money so that they can actually continue to support the esports side of things. That it is a very, very different situation for Capcom and Riot, for example. So we'll see what happens. So, oh, I see what you're actually saying. Capcom has the money and that other companies do not. Right, I see what you're saying. Right. So it might hurt the other fighting games. We'll see what happens. I don't know. But again, I feel like as popular as Street Fighter 6 could be, Street Fighter 6's popularity will only lead people to the other games as well. Honestly, it will lead them to play other games. And so I think it'll help the other games as well. Because there are people who are going to legit not like Street Fighter 6. And that is absolutely okay. And if that pushes them to be like, well, I like it, but I don't like... Hey, have you tried Guilty Gear Strive? Hey, have you tried Tekken 8? And that pushes them to that? Even better. Yep. The rising tide raises all boats is a corny phrase that we use a lot here in the FGC, but we repeat it a lot because it's true. It's true. And a lot of people, and the fighting game developers see it themselves too, which is why Harada's been doing the roundtable with everybody and everything like that. It's exciting. It's always exciting to see. So hopefully it's just good news from here on out. But again, knock on wood. Not going to get ahead of myself. Let's hope this is the start for big things in the fighting game community. So again, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hope you guys all are out there doing well. And please like, subscribe, follow, etc., etc. Check out youtube.com/UltraChenTV, twitch.tv/UltraChenTV, and twitch.tv/JChenzor. And the day that this podcast graced your ears was clearly the most important day of your life. But for me,
it was Tuesday.